So taking a little bit of a different approach this week, I'm actually waiting to do this commentary until the whole training week is done. In the past couple of weeks, I've been doing my updates after each individual training day. And one of the reasons I got away from it this week is just because I haven't had the best overall week. And this is kind of leading back into the last week. Over the course of the 15 weeks of this training year, things have been going really, really well for me in terms of my lifts, in terms of what things feel like and rating things on the RPE scale. And in most cases, I'm able to push numbers further than what they should be. So my projected maxes have been a lot higher than what my current real 1-rep maxes are. So it's been very encouraging. But leading back to last Friday, I had probably one of the toughest workouts I've had in a long time. So my body wasn't really feeling great. And obviously that had an impact on how the weights moved. And that kind of really carried over into this week's training cycle. This Monday, squatting here also felt really awful, despite the fact that taking a look here, again, a couple of days removed, it actually looks like it moved pretty well. And it's so interesting the fact that I can have, literally 15 weeks so far of this training year where things have been going so great, been making a ton of progress, been hitting numbers and reps that I didn't think I could really do or I've never done before. Then I have really one bad training day and that kind of ruins everything for me. So it's really interesting how that works. So one of the things I wanted to do is rather than give you an update after Monday when I was so negative and have that potentially affect me for the week going on, I decided, you know what, I'm just going to get back to it and hit the numbers and do the movements and see how things feel. And one of the things I actually did on this particular day that you're watching right here is for deadlifts is on my way working up to this top set here of 529 pounds for a couple of sets of 2 is that I pulled sumo a lot of times during my warm-ups, and I hate sumo. And this reminded me that conventional actually feels really good, and this is something that I feel good about, and it just had a really positive impact on my mindset, and all my lifts the rest of the week was a true reflection of that because that really kind of turned my attitude around. So I know I have the tendency to every couple of weeks and, random times in my training cycle really get in this negative mindset and get down on myself. So I'm really trying to kind of not pay too much attention to it, ignore it in effect, and just know that things are going to turn back around. And I think the real culmination of this was the last 2 training days of this week. So here we have a set of 240 kg or about 530 pounds, top set of 4, and this moved great. I think this is definitely a rep PR at this weight. I don't think I've actually ever attempted anything more than a double at this weight before. So to hit it for 4 and also to have it at an RPE of around 8 when it was supposed to be an 8.5 was great. So like I said, I got over that initial kind of shock of the beginning of the week where I was feeling really down, and this really started to build some good momentum, and that carried on to bench as well. Bench has been feeling really good. For this particular session right here, I had 6 sets of 3 at about 115 kg or 255 pounds or so, and these felt really light, and in the past what I've done is I've bumped the weight up here, but I knew the following day I was going to have an opportunity to kind of push some numbers, so I really wanted to back off a little bit. First thing I'm going to show you though before we get to that though is my deadlifts from this day. So this is 557, top set of 3, and this felt great. I think it was actually like an RPE of 7. Earlier on this day I had a ton of manual labor work I was doing around the house, building a shiplap wall, so really channeling my inner HDTV needs here, and I was still able to hit great set of deadlifts, so those felt really strong. And then I worked my way up to a set of 3 at 140. This was supposed to be an RPE 8.5. I'm going to rate this at a 9.5. This was extremely tough. I can tell by my elbows I wasn't really in a good position. But that being said, I'm still really happy with this set because 140 kg was my second attempt at my last meet. So to get it for a set of 3 and knowing that I could do better is very exciting, and I'm in a better set this time than I was last week. So looking forward to getting back to training after the weekend.